The cloud. Good morning, good evening, good wherever you are. It is upstream marketing meeting for March 26th. Please add your name into the attendees list. And yeah, let's get rolling. The big thing would be, what are some big wins? I'll start by saying, like, we are very much moving forward with some our presentations for KubeCon EU. Pretty most of the people on this call are giving a talk on this working group and how to share stories and tips for getting your ideas published. Ironically, we are writing the tips as we're doing it, but that's kind of the joy of it. It forces us nothing like a conference to force you to document some stuff that you've been meaning to document.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So yeah, pretty darn excited to get in front of people again and keep growing the audience here. So awesome. Anything else on people's minds, like good things that have happened, observations in the Kubernetes community?
I did a stream with Bart on data out Kubernetes. So we talked about like everything related to that. And he wrote me a rap song, which was a first.
What?
Wait, who did?
Yeah, let me just share with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
needs
This
to
is
be
amazing.
This needs to be how we start
Basically,
today.
what they do is whatever speaker they have on their channel, in order to promote that talk, they give the brief about that talk in a rap song. Pretty impressive. Bart has got some nice bars. So let me just share that.
Oh, wow.
Bart,
Okay.
Yeah. Bart told me this. He can rap. He's a video editor.
Let me share. So this is
very-
the link to that,
cool guy.
and
Oh, Lord.
calendar driven YAML engineer. Relatable.
Yeah.
let me
Need to
find
get
the link
that
to the.
like on a t-shirt in the DevOps store if I could ever get around to making a DevOps store. Do you want to pull this in and just play it live for us, Matt?
Can I am
Share
not
your
the
screen,
most,
dude.
most graceful of that. All right, let's do this.
I mean, I can do it if you want.
No, it's not good.
Here's the link to the,
share computer sound. Yep, working on it. Boom.
Coming up with that major league hacking meets in the code for cars. No note on pods, you know we breaking jaws, no lacking on these pods. 22 years old and he's roaring like a bullet. From New Delhi to New Deals, we think he's the coolest thing since the beasties coined the term mullet. But Kunal's a smooth human, learning, searching, teaching, researching, perching on the branches, tall like lurch, but you know he ain't straight lurching. Going full force, we stay in that Kunal straight to the wall. Mentor, not a repenter, some of her code, who's all the call. Kunal, check it out, code for cause, much love, major league hacking, data on Kubernetes, we got bars. Coming up with that
Oh my
major
God, I
league
gotta feature
hacking.
more of his content. Oh, Lord.
It
was a very
goodness.
nice. I have sent the link to the entire session as well.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
So yeah, that was great. Yeah.
I'm wondering if we can have that for our KubeCon talk as well. Probably
Right,
can prepare something.
right.
Yeah. Want to talk about sharing your story? Bring your unique skill set, and then we feature Bart.
Bart is awesome, yo.
Amazing.
Damn.
Wow, I did not expect to see that.
No, me either.
That's cool.
All right,
And
I'm done for the day. I'm signing
Yeah.
off. Goodbye, everybody. I can't beat that. Sorry.
That's great. Congrats, Kunal. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing. And that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. One more
Made
thing I
our
want to
morning.
share. 1 second. So we had
no
some
worries.
really nice sessions. Let me share the link to that. So recently, yesterday we had one with Continuous Delivery Foundation, and like we talked about contributing Jenkins and stuff. So a lot of people showed up, around like 150 live viewers, and in just under one day we had like 2,000 views. So we were just basically talking about how students can get started with contributing and stuff. So this is like an entire playlist we have. We had open policy agent as well. So yeah, that was a pretty nice session as well. So yeah, that was great, and it was just a really nice response from the community regarding the sessions that we're doing. Basically, we're getting project maintainers on the stream and having a live Q&A regarding how students can get started with contributing. So yeah, you can find all these in the playlist that I have over there.
Beautiful.
Very, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, it's hard to even transition to something else off the top
I
of our
know,
heads.
right? Wow.
Okay, attempting to move along, going into what do we have in progress. I think we're pretty aware of the articles in progress. I guess since you were last here, Jason, we migrated over to a GitHub project board that we had floating around. So this is up to date and cleaned up. I think starting from here, I'll share my screen just so we're all on the same page. Cool. So classic sort of Kanban editorial things we published, working backwards towards things in review. We've got the article from Bart on Michelle. He has he wants to work on his Git skills to get that uploaded. So that's in progress. Chris's story is hanging out. We're holding that until we can drop the full series. My contributor story, Pensu's contributor story, and completing the SIG profiling guide. Kaz and I are teaming up on that. Anything I'm missing that's writing in progress or ideas that are claimed that you want to
I had
on?
I had a talk with Keslin. I'm working on the stories from various SIGs. So I know that issue was closed, but I know you had a Google Doc. I would have to dig into that. I had that somewhere in my notes.
Yeah, we're transitioning over to a Google Doc. Let me pull that up. I think I put it in project.
I believe this is the one.
Oops, that's not.
Yeah, this is the one. Let me share that. So yeah, I am working on this one, and yep. This was the Twitter one. So for that, Kathleen is supposed to share with me Twitter resources from previous surveys. So I'll check in with Kathleen later on. But those are the two things.
Oops.
I had discussed with Paris at one point previously about doing a series with the visualizations from the past contributor surveys. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. So I need to find those again. That's what that is.
So Kunal, did you pick a SIG you're working on, or you're taking a look at the possible SIG spotlights or SIG
yeah,
profiles?
I'm currently taking a look. I will. Kathleen shared a lot of nice resources like list of questions and stuff, and so yeah, I will taking a look at those this week.
Great. Okay, I'll just pop that into unclaimed idea so we know to look back at it. And these are evergreen topics. If you ever want to cover one, we're still working on some processes to make it a little easier to pick these up. So thanks Kunal for being the first person to test these out, and Kazlan as always for shepherding it. Good. I feel like there was one idea. Oops.
I had one that I haven't spent any significant time on, but I just wanted to do something not necessarily on an article to write, but just to walk through our process of writing an article and just write that out and get it fairly well documented. So I don't know if that fits on that board, but
no, it fits on a parallel one. There's another project, number 39, that link a little later in the agenda in improvements tracked here. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Sounds good. But no updates on articles. Have there been any requests that we need to double check? I haven't
looked.
I haven't hung out in the GitHub repo as much as I usually do.
Right.
Is it helpful if I keep sharing my screen so that people can see what this is?
You tell us.
Well, I saw a head nod, so I'm going to go with yes. Okay, I clicked on the Kubernetes and then our area contributor comms, looking through document and simplify the SIG profiling blog process. That's what Kunal was talking about. We've got some work in progress here. So we started this Google Doc from the umbrella GitHub issue. It'd been around for over 2 years, and it wasn't quite actionable for new people at this point. So what we want to do is use this, break it out into different sections where if let's say you wanted to interview people from SIG architecture, you could link over to SIG architecture, find out who they are, and ask them to write like a sentence or two on what they've been up to, and we could frame an article around it. That's just my first draft idea. If others have ideas on how they could facilitate reaching out to SIGs, this is the place to do it and the issue to be a member of. Where did that go? How'd that disappear? Oops. Oh, son of a. I know how to computer, folks.
No, screen sharing is no joke. Trust me. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't do.
Yeah,
what you think.
Zoom on Linux is a little clunkier than I recall. Okay, so this is our task board. It's project 39, and in the agenda, it's linked at the improvements part tracked here. So we got the two boards, articles and improvements. And in improvements, if we look at, we're done a few document storytelling process. Let's take a look. So yeah, Jason, this is what you wanted to do that we'd actually completely forgot. We opened an issue pretty much a year ago. Caslin worked on it for a bit, and mostly the bot told us we should have fixed this by now, and we didn't. And then it closed. So this, I'd love to reopen this and assign it to you if you're interested, and take it that way. And that way you can
Yeah, I
do
love
more
it.
than I ever did. Okay, now let's remember how. Yeah, /reopen. Unassign, because I am not useful on this, and assign. Do you know your GitHub handle off the top? Yeah,
Jason
there it is.
Morgan.
Easy, nice.
I'm real clever about my usernames for things.
There's so many Chris shorts in tech, though. You're very lucky.
Maybe your like backup handle could be the tallest Chris Short.
I actually use the Chris Short as my backup handle. So but I could do tall Chris Short. That would be much funnier.
Yeah, got that Little John energy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Note that only Kubernetes members who have comment on can be assigned. Okay, so I cannot officially assign you yet.
Send me the issue link, or here, I'll just go over to that.
Yeah,
figure that out.
I'll add it to the agenda. Here.
Kubernetes issues. Do you remember the number? Sorry.
Yep, it's 4780.
4780.
Great. Okay, so that should be back in progress. Done to requests. Okay, I'm still learning how the project links up with the GitHub issue. Looks like it moves it back to requests. So document storytelling process, I'm going to say it's in progress. Okay. Also cleaning up. Any other questions on that issue while we're looking at it? Nope. Oh, okay. And it's actually a duplicate to add step-by-step blog publishing guide. That's all right. That might be, you can figure out the overlap here. Jason, I see like you also opened up 5574, and yeah, we'll find the intersection and just close whatever makes sense.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool, thank you. There's a bunch of other stuff we could get working on. There's a comms checklist for chairs. There's refine the way we communicate, deprecate wide-reaching changes to the project requests from from last release. There's some clarifications. Anyone looking for stuff to do and or interested in these request column right now? All good. Great. Well, great. Anything else on people's agenda or things you want to work through live?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Just taking a peek at that one issue live. The one that you just assigned me. Just see like
let's do that.
where's like the starting pointer.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab that.
Like I said, outside of like bugging Caslin on Slack a couple times, I haven't really done very much.
That is completely fair. That's how I usually start getting things done too. Bugging Caslin.
Same.
Nice.
No worries.
Okay, so for those, for if you don't have anything, if you don't want to be along for the ride of exploring this, you are more than welcome to drop. Otherwise, we're going to transition to like collab on what we're working on. So looking at these 4780 and 5574. So let's start on 4780, the one I just reopened for you.
Yeah.
The premise of this, it's exactly what you're hoping for, of document a default article flow. But this was specifically with the intention of like interviewing people and then adding it to the editorial. So let's talk about what parameters we have. Like we use a lot of Google Docs to document things, especially for people in a non-code way. We try to solidify everything as practice by adding it to a section of the Kubernetes/community repository for upstream marketing. So what comes to mind is what's ultimately like the result would be an object in either of those two places, and some advice on how to get started.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna sound like I'm super thick here, but
No, you're good.
do we have like a Google, I guess, do we have like a Google Docs folder that we started?
It's a great question. Yes, we do have a Google Docs folder. I don't even.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to go like, hey,
how do you
like,
organize this?
as someone who knows like nothing but I can write Markdown, I can write articles, I can use Google Docs, I can use GitHub. How do I add something? You know? So
yeah, so I think the one that you opened up links to this to do item that's in a GitHub. It's in a Markdown document under rollbooks, storytellers.md workflow, and it just has a big to do. I think that is like a pull request to fill in that to do with the collective knowledge of what we've been doing would be more than enough.
right, this to do. Okay, got it. Now I remember
Yeah,
this. Sorry,
so,
I've lost myself.
No, you're great. I think reassigning, I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to close that issue I just tagged you on, saying like this relates to the other issue.
Yeah, I like this though. Like I like the older one, 4780, because it's got a bunch of really good things to add on. So is anyone writing an article? Is anyone starting a new article anytime soon? And I could just shadow you?
Yeah, I've got one or two in progress. Like my story and Piyush's story for the contributor, like storytelling. And yeah, we could set up some time to like, I can show you where we're at, but it all started in Google Doc to start.
Yeah.
And the steps from there are really like where things fall apart. So to have you pair and document that would be amazing.
I can ask all the dumb questions.
There are no dumb questions. Only clumsy processes we haven't fixed yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well then, Matt, I'm gonna ping you on Slack and just pick a time next week.
Yeah. What time zone are you in?
Eastern.
So like before this meeting isn't too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Okay, that'd be ideal. Like we can just grab the hour ahead of time and move stuff from a Google Doc state to a PR state.
I'll
That'd be
send you
great.
that right this second.
Thanks. Okay. So
I can remember how to spell calendar. There we go. Thanks. Yeah, that's all I need because that'll get me started, and then I
Yeah,
can fill out the to-do.
that totally makes sense. Anyone else have thoughts, questions, comments?
Do you mind sending me your email address?
Not at all. For this stuff, hit me up here.
Perfect. Oop. Invite. Awesome. Awesome. That's all I needed.
Perfect. All right, and I'm just tidying up. This is definitely why we got away from some of the GitHub stuff here, but for documenting our org, this is exactly what we should be doing. Adding it to GitHub, but it's very easy to add numerous issues and then lose track of them, and then like Bob has to prep for a release and be like, what about this one? What about this one? And I just face palm the whole time.
Just a heads up, you auto declined it.
Oh, great. I think next Friday's a
Automation
holiday,
works.
but I'll go back and accept it.
Or we can do a different day too. Well, anyway, let's chat
Yeah,
offline.
well,
We'll get on Slack.
no one needs to hear this. We're gonna stop recording. Thanks all.